Go on, Mr. Maps.
Hey, vivi yonke le moy.
No, it's on the right.
Please.
I keep telling you ukuthi kumele singene energy. It's very important.
I feel you've just everything about you is loud. Your mic is loud. You are loud. It's just your words are loud. Hey, bagithi. Sifungulala lapho. It's 9 p.m. here in Dubai.
Ufuna ukulala?
Yeah, it's bedtime. NBA starts. Need to be up at 6 in the morning.
No, but you see, Mr. Maps, whenever the people listen to the ting, they listen to this on a Friday morning, and they need to get the energy levels up, ready for the weekend. We're basically escorting them.
Nothing you said of it. Singing coffee. Am I Nestle? Nestle maposa me. Yeah. I'm just here to have a conversation with my guy, you know? That's why I'm here. No, I mean I keep it within the scope, within the job description, as Trevor Noah famously once said, keep it here. We actually, you put me onto that clip of the DA earn. It's like, you guys have heard of John Vulligate? Okay.
Well, how did he go? He went
John Vulikaya.
John Vulimsebenzi.
John Vulimsebenzi. Yeah, that was like. You know what kills me? What kills me is white people all have the same way of speaking isiNdebele. Like it always sounds the same. Like they have one dialect.
Yeah.
Where, you know, whether it's a Zim Whiteon, an SA Whiteon, it's the same. The same way they'll fuck up names, in the same way they'll pronounce things all across the board. You know? Like if someone's name is Mhlanga, they all will say Mahlanga. It's just standard in their dictionary.
Umhlanga.
You know? Nkube. Bruh, like it's mad. It's mad.
Anyway, but guys. No, but how do you not wehlulani, like because we've learned how to speak English fluently.
Yeah.
So surely at some point, Lavo, you know?
Yeah, no. It's
I don't know.
It's a lot. So, guys, welcome back. It is another episode of 6 Foot Weight, your favorite hour with your favorite cheese boys. My name is Tabo.
My name is Senna.
And it's another week and we gonna do the damn thing. Let's just go straight into, there's no way there is housekeeping. So last week, we said that the visual episode was coming up on Friday, but I think we meant this Friday. We were just not specific on which Friday it was. So yeah, you know, our editor has us in a difficult negotiation. He's trying to extort more money from us, you know, and change the terms of the contract. So
you know that thing.
Yeah.
Where, remember that tweet where someone was talking about how the photographer at a wedding decided to delete.
Wasn't eating
because he wasn't given food. He decided to delete all the all the pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's like, right, I'm not releasing this ad.
So yeah, now he really has us by the neck. Therefore, we are coming to you as the listeners. We've opened a GoFundMe. We've opened a GoFundMe, so let's buy the episode off him, please. But no, in all seriousness, we hope and pray that
we pray.
yeah, we hope and pray. Thoughts and prayers are with our visual podcast. Hopefully it will come through this weekend. It's what we get for enlisting the help of those who also shoot and record Survivor essay. They're busy people. Yes. So, we wanted to use the best, for the people. But the problem is that the best are busy. So, yeah. We're all waiting.
Like you were in the same situation, guys. You're not
like this busy same kitchen, so it's like when I just got back to Dubai and people were already asking about the item. I wanted to post that Malema video.
We just arrived.
We just got here. We just arrived. Please, man. Yes. But no. It's been too long. We need to give the people what they want. So yeah. Anyway, that's that on my side. Do you have anything, Mr. Man?
No. As usual, special thanks to everyone who read last week's IP Thursday. We give thanks to the people. Last week we did it was one of those interesting cases, Tabo, that I do sometimes, that I enjoy writing and that the people also enjoy reading. I only have to see it via the engagement. So it was a powerful one. I'm staggering like this because I've forgotten which one I did.
It was a powerful one. The IP Thursday ngeyani, as I said.
You know what, right?
Order. Isn't it Facebook?
No.
It's not the Facebook one.
No, Facebook was the other week, Mr. Maps. Yes, last week we did the one on Monster Energy and trademark bullying.
Monster, yes.
And the reason why I say it was a powerful one is literally just because I think a lot of people can recognize the whole trademark bullying concept and thing when big companies basically just sue you for no reason. So that was the Monster case. Go check it out on my social media. But there's something else that happened, Mr. Maps, which I had forgotten to put on our list, but I just want to touch on it very briefly. So over the week, people have been DMing me saying, "Oh, what do you think of the Bonang situation?" I'm not sure if you've seen the Bonang situation. So a couple years ago, was it 2 years ago, Bonang launched, or she was involved in the launching of a House of B&G wine, House of Bonang wine, right? So it's in her name. It's her brand, I guess. Her face is on it. She was involved in selling it, marketing it, all these things, right? But it turns out today that there's a separate company which actually made the whole thing possible called CSA.
Okay.
So CSA, I've forgotten exactly what the thing stands for, but they're like a brands management thing, and they're the ones who are behind the House of Bonang wine. So what then happened
behind it in what way?
Behind it as in they're the ones who got Bonang involved, I think, or Bonang approached them, or between the two of them. But whichever way, they're like her partners.
Okay.
So they know kind of the business side of the whole operation. They talk to vineyards. The vineyards provide the wine. And then they market it under Bonang's name, and then it sells.
Okay.
Bonang gets,
I thought it was champagne that she had. I didn't know it was wine.
Champagne. Same WhatsApp group. But that champagne, that House of Bonang champagne.
Yeah.
But anyway, they get it from a certain vineyard, right? And then she gets, I think, a certain royalty per unit that's sold. So she gets a certain percentage of the...
So she... Are you saying that she was a glorified ambassador? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to say that, but I also...
No, I mean, in the... All right, maybe that's mean, right? So
she is a brand ambassador.
So kind of like AKA and Cruise?
No.
Or like...
No. The difference between AKA and Cruise is that AKA was a proper ambassador. Cruise is a separate brand altogether. It would be different if Cruise vodka was called AKA vodka. Mm-hmm. It's the same setup, except your name is on it, right?
It's on the thing.
Yes, and the difference here is Bonang's name is on the thing. So there was an expectation or an understanding, I think amongst many normal South Africans, that she actually owned the brand and she owned the wine, which turns out it's not the case. I actually went and did a search in the trademarks register after a friend of mine just sent me a DM saying, yo, can you just explain this thing for us? So I went on the trademarks register and I just had a look quickly on who owns House of BNG or House of Bonang. I think all trademarks, probably just more than 10, are all owned by CSA, the company that probably, I think, sets the whole thing up or runs the business operation of it. So what's happening now, CSA is cutting Bonang out of the deal.
Why?
Angazi nami ukuthi why, I don't know what's happening, but they are cutting her out and approaching the vineyards directly to deal with them without Bonang. So Bonang is being left outside. They want to continue.
So it's still going to be House of Bonang?
Yes.
Yo!
It'll still be House of Bonang. Because if you look on the trademarks register, and I pulled the record up the other day, they own the mark, the trademark in relation to wine, in relation to alcoholic beverages, including wine and champagne.
Wow.
Hectic stuff. So is she a brand ambassador? You can say she is. But it turns, I think she also was a shareholder, so she was part owner of some sort. But the actual IP, the brand itself, belongs to the company CSA, not her.
So she was more of a minority owner then?
Maybe. But you see, trademark ownership and company ownership are two different things, right? So you can be a shareholder in a company and not own the trademark. Mm-hmm. So the brand...
So the trademark belongs to the CSE company?
Yes, the CSA company.
Completely?
So, yeah, they own the rights. Their names are on the mark. She probably gets a share of the revenue from selling the wine, but she doesn't own the trademark.
So it really is an ambassador Lokuzin Pena?
Yeah, probably.
With
but
extra perks?
Probably with extra perks. I mean, if she does have shares, I assume she has shares. I'm literally just assuming. I think she does. I read somewhere that she may, but in the event that she doesn't, she's literally just a brand ambassador who's donated her name and sold it to these guys to use.
I really wonder the type of advisors or analysts that celebrities have sometimes, when it comes to deals like this. Is it, and again, let's just assume that this is the case, Uguti, well, in terms of the facts that we know is they're trying to cut her out, right? And the CSE guys own the trademark.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, as an advisor, I'd be like, yo, or even as Senna, you would have advised her to, get in on the action on the trademark itself.
Yeah, the ownership of the mark.
Yeah, no matter what, when you cannot be removed from this brand unless they change the brand completely. They cannot, get rid of you and cut you out in that way. That's the advice that I would give. Or do you think it was a case of she just didn't have the leverage per se, assuming everything, the facts that we have are accurate and everything, right?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe she just did not have the muscle, the leverage to say, listen, I want ownership of that trademark, just a kickback?
I think she did. Bonang's one of the biggest celebrities in South Africa. Like in SA, she's right up there with the biggest. Think of someone big in South Africa, she's there. Probably top 5 most famous people in the country. So in terms of leverage, I think she did because she has the name. But many people argue that, well, I may have the name, but they have the infrastructure and the resources to sell and distribute, produce the wine as well, right? And that's where I think a lot of us as black people, we get conned because we think that we don't have the means. We may not have the means, but what you do have is the means to say, okay, fine, you can distribute and package and all these things under my name, but I want co-ownership of the trademark. You have the means to ask for that. You have the power to say, okay, if we're going to do this deal, you can run the operations, but I want my name on the ownership of the trademark because it's my name.
Yeah.
Now, many
Yeah.
companies will be reluctant to do that because they'll say, well, if we're going to invest this much money in you, we need a full power to do whatever we want with the brand,
Yeah.
including to remove you from it or sell the mark, or if we distribute overseas, we don't have to come back to you each time to say, hey, Bonang, we want to sell, the wine in Germany or the champagne in
Yeah.
Germany. Come, let me chat to you about it. Not at all. So I think bargaining power may not really be a thing in the way that we imagine. I think artists or celebrities do have that power to do that. But I think a lot of the time we focus so much on the PR
Yeah.
surrounding it. So I remember at the time when it launched, everyone's like, yeah, Bonang has a new wine. Bonang has a
Yeah.
new wine. I remember she even took a picture this one time when she was signing a deal at some vineyard. And I think the caption was "Girls with Vineyards," as if kind of like she owns the
vineyard was
whole,
hers.
yeah, she owns
Yeah.
the whole distribution and all that stuff. And that's where I think we're concerned so much about the optics that we don't care about the behind the scenes things that are happening, right? Behind the scenes, Tologuti, other people own the mark. When now you're just there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I was saying I'd be very curious as to the finer details of how this all came together in terms of did her advisors literally just miss the mark and which I would fire them all if this was something that was not projected to be like, yo, listen, if you sign this deal, they could cut you anytime, right? They could validate you punchly once the brand has enough traction to stand on its own. Then I'm sure the company fully thinks Uti right. It's a business decision to cut her out, and we can still make money, the same amount of money or more money outside of Bonang. Now that she's done, this initial legwork, of which when I compare to other celebrities in America, for example, who have similar type deals with big companies, right?
Yeah.
So your Joe Rogan, for example, with his deal with Spotify, right? For his podcast to exclusively be on Spotify, he still owns the podcast and the IP, right? And everything that came on before. You know what I mean? So like he's still, in terms of the way that he structured his deal, it's huge financially and in terms of ownership of that IP, So like, and there's other people that, when they have certain deals, they're getting a slice of the pie where it's like, you can't just, you know what I mean? Like they're within, and because obviously, Lami as this company, I'd want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, right, let's do a 3, 4, 5 year contract with Bonang. We push, and then once we get it off the books, fantastic, Then Tina we push by ourselves. So I don't know. Maybe it was intentional, right? With her and her representation. We're just here for the PR and don't do what.
Yeah.
And cut me in on the back end and I'm good, right? Maybe that was the case. But I'd be curious to see if that was the case, or was it a case of, we didn't have the leverage, or we didn't think we had the leverage to get a better deal where, because again, the whole time people are going to buy that wine, even in the future, I'd still assume that it was, if I didn't know about the story, of which a lot of people probably still don't know about the story, we just assume that they're still buying because I'm sure the logo will still be the big B and all that.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what I mean? Like, so
The brand won't change.
So it should still be associated with it. It's just, you'll be getting no, I guess, monetary kickback.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, hey, that's very, very interesting. That's very, very interesting. I like that. That was a good start. Where's my, I always lose my notes. Right, cool. One thing that I wanted to touch on, again, we can make this really, really quickly, is Amapiano. Amapiano is again, obviously it's been a hit in South Africa or in Southern Africa for a while now. I think we're going on year 3 of Amapiano being it.
Yeah.
Since 2017 really. No, since 2018 I'd say.
Yeah. So
is when
end of 2018
Amapiano
and then
started.
properly boomed.
Yeah.
Proper 2019.
Yeah, I would say that. And it was, again, we've gone through an evolution with Amapiano, with some of the. Do you remember? I don't know if you know that track. There's a track again. It's called Swara, and the whole time the guy is just going, "It's Swara, Swara."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That was kind of
Pitori
those were the
vibe.
hey, exactly. So those were some of the earlier items, and then even
Asuna Mamayo. Asuna.
exactly. And Umshove, like that
Yeah.
was another track where it was even I didn't even know Kabza was on that track, but he was. But like that was the where it's not the started, but again that's when at least when I started to become more
Aware.
conscious of. It wasn't branded as Amapiano at the time, like the brand that we know now.
Yeah.
But that it was Amapiano, right? We just didn't know it as the brand of the same way we knew this is home, right? It wasn't quite there at the time, but those tracks were hits, right? And they were dope. And then there was more and more, and then obviously I think when Amapiano really kind of came to the stage was when Kabza and Pori got together and Scorpion Kings. I think that's when really the mainstream audiences started to be like, all right, cool. At least in Southern Africa, that's when they really were like, all right, cool, we've got something here, right?
Yeah.
But then you go beyond that. So I think Scorpion Kings dominated 2019 into 2020, early 2020. And then you now had the era of our crap. I had this all in my mind. But
Would you not say
you
that
kind
it
of
was
handed it over.
and well, I don't know, but when they decided to make Is Pity Pity Something Soweto's album,
Yes.
where that was 2019, right? Where they came and they mixed Amapiano with his vocals, and then
Yes.
all of a sudden everyone's like, "Yo," or at least me, that was when I was like, "Mana ho." This sound, because I
It
always
might be somewhere.
Yeah, because I always liked the sound. I always had
Yeah.
My only issue was I don't understand why we're calling it piano, because I don't hear the piano. I think from even to today, from the very beginning to today, I've been to a hack, so I've been like, "Bra Hanani, where's the piano, bro? I don't hear this piano."
No, again, some of the old, like the initial ones, they did have that piano. And again, I think
The
it was
Pitori tunes.
I think it was more of like the how like a keyboard, right? You can use that we used to have a keyboard at home when I was a kid, right? And you could change the sound of the keyboard, so it wasn't necessary. You could have the piano setting, but then you could also have the xylophone setting and like the drum setting, and you know what I mean. So like in like visually, yes, Uta was on a keyboard, which aka a piano, but the sound that's coming from it is not your piano sound. You know what I mean? It's just because it's a keyboard, and then we've created the sound on this keyboard, therefore I'm a piano. If you get what I mean. So that's my theory in terms of how we ended up getting to. Because even me, I was like, bro, there's no like real piano element to this. It's literally Owens coming up with this on a keyboard and then adding a sick bass line to it and the whole time. So like, you know what's funny? My wife actually asked me this, when was this? Like, I don't know, maybe a month ago or maybe even 2 months ago. We were driving. I don't know where we were going, right? And she was like, babe, what's the difference between, house and Amapiano, right? And what was funny is my explanation had had nothing to do with an actual piano. Like,
Yes.
I didn't say anything of it. I said two things. I said, babe, when you hear one, you won't hear the bass line immediately. That's number one. You listen to an Amapiano tune, the first minute and a half to 2 minutes, I will have bass a lot of the time. There's a few exceptions, like Izolo, for example. Izolo comes straight in with, but your normal Amapiano tune, all you hear is and then whatever else you want to add in there. And then later on, boom, 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 hey, that's when niggas start, going mad. That's a standard Amapiano tune. So I explained that to her. And then I was like, anything else, just count it as house. And then she had figured it out. When she listened to it enough, she said, okay, cool. I don't know what the difference is between Amapiano and any other tune. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
there's no piano in this thing.
I can hear an Amapiano tune and be like, yes, that's an Amapiano tune. But and we always have this conversation like all the time, and I'm always like, bro, this thing is just Kwaito. It's just Kwaito reborn under
It's not
a
quite good.
house brand.
It's two separate things. We had this conversation before, and I thought about that conversation for a while. It's both. I think that's the best way to say it, because there is, so like after the Scorpion Kings, you now had our what, Buster 929, Jazzy Q, you know, Ochosaya or Reese Madlisa. Those guys, I think, brought a lot more of that Kwaito influence that you're talking. Even the way that they rap on the tunes.
Yeah, the way, especially the way
Kwaito
that
influence.
the guys sing on the tune. And what was it? I'm not sure if I was talking to you when I said a lot of Daliwonga's lyrics are taken so much from old songs. So like on Chameleon, he goes, "Domtana ngeke umconfirme." That's from Brenda Fassie. On Banyana, Tluhela Banyana, Batlaupa Ezisa. There's a Platform One song where that lyric is there. Not Tluhela Banyana, but the whole Banyana Banyana tune.
So you're trying to expose this one as a fraud?
No, he samples a lot. No, he literally samples a lot. Even on is it Izolo? Dali wami ngicela ukukhuluma iqiniso kuwe Dali. That's from Shui.
How?
Dali wami ngicela yeah, Shui says that in Ngafa. Ngicela ukukhuluma iqiniso kuwe Dali babe baningi.
Abafana baby shy number.
Exactly. And I think the other one that I recently discovered was on Piano Esoeto. You know that song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally sampled an entire Brenda Fassie song.
Wow.
And that's why I'm like, a lot of it is so borrowed from old Kwaito tunes. Mdu's trying to sue Focalistic, I think, for Tsiki
Really?
Tsiki.
Oh yeah, come on. I can see that.
So that's where in my head it's like, no, but this thing is just Kwaito that's being brought back under a house brand.
But I think again, so for those guys, even Foka, you can put him under the Kwaito brand. I think definitely, you know, he would have fit in with that crowd back then in terms of what he does. But you constant, like, because again, if you listen to Kwaito music, I'd say, like you said, lyrically speaking, there's a lot of Kwaito influence. But at the end of the day, you still have, so like a track like Vula Vala, right? Is it Ndogos or Nogwas? I can't remember what the hand was on the track. That has zero Kwaito influence. You know, like that's your straight up house tune. Like even if you listen to Vigra Deep, like, or was it Vigra Deep? I don't know. Those are, I struggle to see the Kwaito in those. Whereas, you put it in VSOP, right? You've heard of VSOP? Have you heard it?
I might not know the title, but I probably heard the song. A lot of these tunes play in the club. And
of course. I mean, if you go to Groove, you know that. Yeah. So like VSOP, for example, it's straight up, I would say, definitely a lot of Kwaito influence. Even the same as there's a song called Impilo Ya Sesentin. That another, like, proper. I'll send it to you. I think that one you would love because it's just your type of vibe at the end. Like, there's songs that I know if I send this to Senna, he's gonna love it because I see those roots. But then there's other songs where I'll send you where I'll be like, if you like this one,
like the one you sent me yesterday, on Mass Music's album,
Uzozisola.
It's a powerful tune.
That's a tune. That's a tune and a half.
And I think I was listening to the whole album yesterday, and I think it's a Jamela. That's another powerful song. So there is a vibe that I can hear I can hear what you're saying in terms of there's a proper house element to it.
There's a song. Let me see. I'm looking at his album now, and I just judge how I like an album with how many songs that I save. So, out of an album of, oh shit, that's hilarious. So the album is 14 songs. Guess how
Yeah.
many I saved?
How many?
All 14.
Hectic. That means you're within.
I was within, bro. Like all of them. I'm just 1, 2, 3. No. I'm missing track 3. It's like 1. It's 1 or 2 that I'm missing out of 14.
Yeah.
Which again, if I compare to Drake's album, Donda, all these other ones I've listened to recently. Donda, I only liked 4 tracks out of I think it was 27 even, bro. And although Hurricane, is it Hurricane? I think it is Hurricane.
Dude, is it me or those albums were forgettable?
Those 2 albums?
Yeah.
You think?
In terms of the individual tracks. So as a body of work, you could probably listen to it and like be proper entertained. But I couldn't pick a single where I'm like, I have this on repeat. But maybe that's because of outgrown hip hop in general.
On Donda Hurricane, especially when I tell you those vocals by The Weeknd, listen to Hurricane properly. Like grab a pair of earphones, close your eyes, and just listen to that tune. That from the moment I heard that tune, I was like, this is the tune. The rest of Donda, it's up in the. Although there are some people I've seen on the internet who swear by Donda, and I'm just like, I think this is just you loving Kanye, because again, I fucks with Kanye, but also I was like, chief. But the Drake album, I think his album was maybe 15 songs, maybe 15 to 20, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think I liked about 7. So, and there's a couple, I don't think there was a standout hit, although Champagne Poetry.
Yeah, Champagne Poetry was really good.
That goes hard. The first half. I don't like when, I hate when artists do this thing where they'll have the first tune and then a completely different tune in the same song. Cause
or like a
what if I don't like
split?
The second tune?
Yeah, that does happen sometimes.
And I don't like the second. The second part ruins it for me, And I'm just like, hey, bro, like the way he's just going bar for bar in the first half of it. I'm there. I'm like, let's go, Drizzy. But anyway, all this to say, to circle back to, Amapiano. I'm really watching, and one thing that I wanted to quickly touch on was, it's blowing up internationally, especially in like the UK. In Dubai, there's literally an Amapiano party every week. This the name of the party is Pretty Girls I Love Amapiano, or they'll even do a brunch Amapiano party. So it's and I'm sure in the States, I haven't really, because again, America's too big, so it's hard to gauge the temperature of Amapiano in America. But like there's certain hotspots that I'm seeing internationally, and Major Laser's getting on that, Diplo's getting on that, all of these other bigger, just kind of general artists, So but again, I'm also looking at the type of Amapiano that they're kind of jumping on, slightly different, not necessarily the bangers that we appreciate on the South Side, but it's the, I don't even know how, the more internationally appealing ones, but I don't know how they select. It's shocking, or not shocking. It's weird how they choose the tracks that they really like to be out there internationally that translate for them. But yeah, this is something that Gqom never did, and South African house as a whole, I don't think it's penetrated like that.
There's a certain brand of house that's well traveled, I think, from South Africa. I think Gqom unfortunately wasn't. Yeah, but there's a certain brand. I mean, Up Black Coffee went to be as big as they are on the back of South African house music.
Nah, but then the thing is, Black Coffee, Da Capo, Shimza, I don't see their sound. Their actual sound is not uniquely South African, right? Where if a Focalistic blew up, for example, right, internationally, like to the level of Black Coffee, that is a uniquely South African talent. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Black Coffee's music is international. Like, if you listen to his first album, no, I don't know if it was his first, I think it was his first studio album, if I'm not mistaken. I think so, I'm pretty sure. Homebrewed, right?
Yeah.
Listen to the tracks on that. That has a unique, element of where, Dano, Choma Sekaya, and I think he even has another banger called Istimen. I hope that's Black Coffee, if I'm not mistaken. You listen to that, like that's like, yeah. But then if you listen to Black Coffee's latest offering, or any of his sets that he does now, there's no difference between Black Coffee and who's a big deep house artist, David Guetta is a bad example, but like it's in that world, right? Of certain artists where you just know okay, cool, I can put this guy's set on and it translates in Europe easily. And I think that's what helped him blow up. The fact that his music is easily consumable, because again, it doesn't rely on lyrics, it's about sound, and it's not too foreign where it now becomes like, oh, this is just an underground low-key thing. It's big, and I think that's another big key about making commercial music. It needs to be digestible by all who aren't necessarily fans. That's how you get a hit.
Yeah. It's like the first time I listened to I Will Drive All Night, I got Black Coffee.
Yeah.
When I heard that song the first time, I think it played on radio. I had no idea there was South African artist. So some European guy or American.
I mean, it was him. It was him and David Guetta, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea, but I remember.
It's him. It's him and Guetta.
I remember just like, Black Coffee. That sounds European as fuck. But in any event, look, the Yanos. I hope they stay longer, because I think I'm enjoying this era of South African music in a way that I haven't for a long time. I think after we had the deep house phase when house was taking over. Then there was a time when hip hop was the big thing. Oh my gosh. And those are two genres which I honestly could not care about, especially South African hip hop.
Nah, deep house slaps though. Deep house has got some hits.
Unknown Track 4.
Yeah, no. The powerful items, bro. I'm telling you. I mean, again, for me as a lover of house music in general, this is a phenomenal period for me.
No, it's great.
Again, there's a lot of music. Even Chrome is still putting out some bangers. There's my deep house, there's my generic house, there's my uns, there's my electronic, there's all this different type of house that's out there for me just to consume, and it's looking great. It's good.
The worst thing is when 2 a.m. you're tired at the club and then they start playing Qom. I think because I just feel like
I'll be hyped. Like, right, let's get another bottle, bro. Let's go.
I think
guys,
probably
if you play the right Qom,
the Yanos probably suits my personality in the sense that it can be super nice and chilled and very vibey and really good.
But there's also tracks that again for those who like the Yanos and you appreciate the bass, look up an artist called they are called the Low Keys, and the song is called Lerato. Okay. Lapana. I will at least speak lapana boy. Okay. It's powerful. It's powerful.
No.
But anyway, let's move forward. You see, the problem when we talk about these things that are unplanned is that we get carried away. Now we have to move very, very quickly through these other things. Right. So I think this would be a good segue into whatever else we're going to talk about. Zim Sex Party. Y'all know we had to spoke up. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, say now what happened. Let's move on. Let's keep it moving.
We're not keeping it moving. We can just brush that aside.
I'll be brushing aside, fam. Come on.
Yeah. So this is, remember in South Africa there was the Mavuso parties 3 years ago when Zuma was still president.
Mavuso.
Yeah, the Mavuso sex parties in SA. So if you're following South African news at the time, what basically used to happen in some tavern, I think in Pretoria. Pretoria sounds like a very scary place to live in, by the way. All these weird things come out of Pretoria. But anyways, what would happen is you go to a tavern and you would basically the tavern owner would run like a brothel, right? So he'd then say, okay, if you pay this much money, you can go home with this girl, and then you'll pay her in the morning. The money is called Mavuso, cause And that's where the whole Zuma clip came from. Oh, ngithuke gabi. Sex party. Haibo. So he was talking about that, right? So
Yeah.
when this happened in the news this week, right? So for those who don't know, 10 men, and 6 women
Yeah.
in a place called Kuwatsana, I assume that's in Harare, have appeared in court. Yes, they were arrested on Saturday night after they were found by police at a sex party at someone's house. This is according to...
So were they arrested because it was a sex party or arrested because it was after curfew?
No, they were arrested because it was a sex party.
Oh, is that illegal?
This is Zimbabwe, brother. The person was... So, what do you think this is? It's not legal.
My
like,
bad.
You're basically running a brothel in a way. And I don't think sex work is
Oh, yeah, it is
allowed
illegal technically.
in Zimbabwe. Yes. So sex work is still criminalized. But let me just read the article, right? So it goes, 10 men and 6 women were on Saturday night arrested at a sex party in Kuwatsana. Some of the 16 people were caught by police having sex in a house. So this is where Harare Metro, H Metro, I feel they went a bit too far because they listed everyone's name. Everyone's name and age.
Receipts.
Receipts, bro.
Yo.
So I'm not going to read their names because I think, even if you're caught doing something like that, you still deserve your dignity, right?
And also, you could be a listener of 6
You could be a listener of 6 foot ways. But anyways, it's all there in the H Metro. If you guys want to go check it out. We're not going to name them here. But it goes, the Sodom and Gomorrah party was allegedly organized by XX person who was reported to have posted an ad on a WhatsApp group inviting men to bring $20 to be accorded a chance to have sex with all 6 ladies. Police spokesman assistant Paul Nyati confirmed the arrest, saying the owner of the place, so the owner of the house, faces criminal charges for turning his house into a brothel, while the organizer of the party faces charges of disorderly conduct. Police have arrested 16 people. That includes 6 ladies. This is according to Paul Nyati. Some of the partners were found whilst they were having sex and are now facing charges of disorderly conduct. So that's all of them. Owner of the house is facing charges of $10,000 to a brothel, and then he basically...
6 females.
6 females, 10 guys. So it's 10 to 6. That was the ratio.
My babo.
But then they would exchange. They'd switch.
Yo. Yeah. That's messy.
So it says here, in the advert, they were invited to pay 200 bond, meant for buying...
200 bond is like what, $2, right?
I don't know how much that is, to be honest. I don't know what the rate is. 200 bond meant for buying condoms and toiletries, and they were meant to bring $20 to get a chance at each lady. So the $20 is for, the actual deed. Okay. They gathered from 10:30 p.m. and police pounced at the party around midnight and recovered a plastic bag full of condoms and $85. He warned people, this is the police commissioner, over engaging in sex parties and gathering people to expose them to COVID-19, disregarding set down measures and curfew times. Mr. Maps, take it away. Wait.
Shamar.
The funny.
Shamar. No, this one is. Yeah.
So the funny thing is, right? So they then post another thing. Harare Metro is wild. I know B Metro is wild, but Harare Metro is wild. For context, to our South African or people from other countries, Harare Metro and B Metro are your gossip newspapers, right? Where they report anything
it's
wild.
Our TMZ.
Yes, but not TMZ like that. But anything wild happening in our communities and society, they're the first ones to report. And the story is literally...
So World Star.
Maybe. I'll compare it to the Daily Sun in South Africa, right? Okay. Where it's wild stories where someone... It's just a scandal which attacks the moral fiber of a community. they'll just report it. So that's what H Metro and B Metro are all about. So they go further and they're like, a wife visits her husband at the Harare Magistrate Court. He is part of the 16 who were arrested
Oh my
for
god.
participating in the sex party. It is believed they're being charged with disorderly conduct. So in it, there's a picture of this wife. She's belettering umntwana. So ubelethe umntwana emhlane, and then there's a picture of the guy with his hands on his head talking to her. She's coming to bail him out. So yeah,
man.
Mr. Maps, take it away.
No. Listen. My Shona is limited, but here's you. I know, man. That's a lot, bro. That's mad. I don't even know. Like, first of all, I just texted someone now. Yeah. So I asked for the conversion. So 200 bond is $1 to $2.
Okay, so 200 bond is what was to cover condoms and toiletries. That's $2.
Bruh. I mean, freakies. I don't think freakies are expensive.
I mean, it depends on the quality that you're buying.
Yeah, depending on the brand. Maybe they put that out. You know, remember that like the panther on it. I forget what the name of.
Side note, Durex is expensive though. Yo, hey, those guys need to calm down.
Durex, Magnum, them. I don't know what them niggas are smoking. Cause, bruh, for 3 items. Tick. Like, yo, what's going on?
Guys, see how I'm
Bruh. Alright, fine. Let me just start. It's like, clearly that's what you want, you know, like, bruh. Anyway, you remember that clip? What is it? Tiny, don't talk to me through the corners. Come to me direct. Come to me direct. It's also like, right, if you question the prices of freakies, they'll do the right thing. Anyway, yeah, no, it's yeah, I don't have much to say besides it sucks that the niggas were caught. I mean, if I was there, I would hope that, you know, man, at least a couple niggas were able to get what they came for.
What they paid for.
Yeah, at least get your money's worth. You know, I'm at $20. And it was $20 each. You know, so I hopefully, you know, they locusent. They were able to do what they needed to do. Otherwise, getting arrested on top of not even getting the services that you paid for, I think that's tough. And then also, you know, for the one poor sucker, on all of them, because again, their names are out in the paper.
Yeah.
So you're hoping that your wife doesn't read the paper, and then, I mean, shout out to the trooper who came with her baby to bail out the husband. I mean, that is wifey of the year material.
Dedicated
right there.
woman.
So, you know,
Proverbs, Vanilla. I always see Hans posting this on Instagram. Tell me, Proverbs, what woman?
Oh my god! Oh man!
Wait, I need to look this
I don't.
up. Proverbs
You
31
want to
woman.
get the verse. It's Proverbs 31.
I think it's Proverbs 31.
Said.
No, I just googled it now. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all.
Here's what. Big Gazelle the ting, girl.
Yes. It even says here on Google, what are the characteristics of a Proverbs 31 woman? She's more precious than jewels. She's a good wife. She's a homemaker. She's wise, charitable, prepared for the future. She outfits her home. She has a husband who's well known and respected. Okay, I don't know if that guy, he's now well known. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, he famous now. But I mean, she's holding it down.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you, right? So my whole chat, right, is I'm assuming that these are all consenting adults.
Yes.
All of them there are no minors there. They're all consented. Someone paid money. And, you know, they all met there. I don't think anyone was there under duress or coercion. ngathi nje bekuvumelene, people that wanted to just do the things, right? Is there anything wrong with that? What says ngababopha just because of that?
Bopha ingane bopha nakusukufika amaphuza.
That's funny. What does the therapy was saying when they got there?
I mean, that'll be hilarious.
And you know, Robai don't play, bro. They probably walked in there with shambox and shit.
No, Robai are rude, bro. Those men are rude, and they human rights issue lapad. But I personally, again, I don't see any problems with that. If everybody's of the right age and consenting, and they've paid their monies, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, man.
I'm not against, sex work, sex for money. I'm not against that. I feel like, if that's how you prefer to make your, or not prefer, but if that's how you choose to make your money, right? Then yeah, no one shouldn't be shamed. One shouldn't be arrested. Like it's yeah.
Yeah,
it's a revenue stream. I mean, come on, how many people are making money on OnlyFans and whatever else? Like, it's sex clearly sells, Yeah. So yeah, it's omunye yazkhethela ukufuna.
And I 100% agree with you. And I think I'll even go as far as saying, just being able to live your life within the confines of, if you're not harming anyone, right? You're not harming anyone. I'll say the only thing these people were guilty of was breaking curfew. And even if that was the case, I mean, if maybe they just stepped over at a house.
And also, all of them could be vaccinated. You never know. That wasn't reported in the story.
Exactly.
So we don't have all the information. Maybe everybody's vaxxed and ready to fuck. You know.
And I'll say it's let people live their lives. I mean, it's probably the most liberating experience, just being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. But I think Zimbabwe, as a country, we like to sit on a very moral high ground at times.
Yeah.
Right from the top to the bottom, right from the government, right down to the
moral
high
ground. Sing a last cent.
Moral high ground.
It's so funny.
Like
it's so funny, bro. Like I'm like, guys.
We're so quick to judge sex workers. We're so quick to be homophobic. We're so quick to be all these things. But those things don't do anything for us. Like, it doesn't affect your day-to-day life. Like, it is what it is. There was a story a couple of weeks back. I think it was some teacher. Was it a headmistress in Bulawayo? Who, I think her nudes or her sex tape leaked between the two. And she disappeared from the scene, literally. She was a headmistress, but she didn't show up to school the next day because of the embarrassment. And the shaming that came
be a lot
from, like, a lot of people that was just like, she must be fired, this and that. And I'm like, guys, it's just unfortunate that her shit leaked. But in general, let's let someone to live their life. Like, they're not affecting you. And let them do what they gotta do.
I mean, I don't know if we didn't discuss this on the pod, but there was a teacher who we knew that came out in the newspaper for sus activities.
Oh yeah, I
outside
remember
of
that.
the marriage.
I remember that.
I mean, his is a much more, obviously, yes, there's the immorality of stepping out of the marriage, but at the end of the day, it's a lot tougher. I feel like if he was in America, for example, I don't think that's news. You know what I mean? Like, within his inner circle, yes, it comes out and, whatever happens, but it's not, nobody's writing a newspaper article
and making it a big thing.
And it's not a big thing.
And it really shouldn't be. And I think that's kind of, there were several stories that would, there's another story when you had left CBC at this point, that then happened when we were in Upper Six, and I'll tell you off air. But yeah, I remember. But then afterwards, like, I mean, that person, I think, lost their job and they were shamed and all these things. And I was like, but guys, come on, who was affected? Like, no one.
And the funny thing is that, again, the shaming comes from people that are into that same shit as well, or into other shit that's probably even worse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the ones who will be the most judgy. It's like, bruh, like really?
Yeah.
You know? It's.
I think
I think we
as a nation we
that's
still
the real
have
pandemic.
a lot. As a nation we have a lot to unlearn, right? I think it's different. Like obviously if those people are married, their wives and their partners have a right to feel incredibly
Yes,
aggrieved
absolutely.
and upset and hurt.
Absolutely.
And all the negative things. But let's say they were all single and we had, nothing about we didn't know anything about this. We should just leave it alone. Bill Clinton survived having his arm
Oh man,
having his arm sucked
Clinton.
by an intern. And Monica Lewinsky was 22 years old, bruh.
Nah, here's the thing. I genuinely think the majority look at Clinton as a G.
Oh yeah,
I think that
to this day.
of all the things you could do, did he get hit in the White House, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah,
Was
in
it
the Oval Office.
in the White House, yeah, in the Oval, yes, exactly. So again, niggas want to be president for that, to recreate that and not to address America's problems. So I think he is a special case where he's celebrated, in a sense. He's literally celebrated, like, nah, I don't think, again, there obviously is a certain community who judged the hell out of Clinton and probably still do, right? But I think the majority is like, hey, my nigga Clinton. And again, this could be the thing where I wonder what the reception towards Monica Lewinsky would have been. I really wonder. I mean, personally, I'm like, hey, bruh, you gave head to the president. How many Huns can say that?
But
others, it's like the other Huns are given to niggas who've done far less. So it's like I personally would wear it as a badge of honor. You know, if I'm Monica, it's like, oh, bruh,
yeah, I guess
like, your nigga don't even have a job.
It's the same. It's the same thing. I think that we're talking about now. So I think for her, the way she was shamed for it has kind of become that whole thing. Like, oh, come on. Like Bill got to continue with his life. His approval ratings continued to be high. After the whole thing, they tried to impeach him, or he was impeached, and then he won. He just continued to fulfill his full terms and everything. Her life, on the other hand, was full of shame and hey, she's a slut, she's all this, she's all that. But afterwards, she's owned the story, right? The other day, I saw a tweet from her where someone was like, tweet something that happened a long time ago that would break the internet now. And she's like, guys, I'm not playing this game. I'd win hands down.
Oh, man. You think if it happened now, the internet would shut down?
Dude, President Court being given head in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Dude, that would trend for days.
I mean, it would trend, absolutely, but I don't think it would be scandalous, if you get what I mean. Like, it wouldn't be like it would be a topic for days, right? It would be exciting, it would be, newsworthy. But I don't think, or at least for the girl,
yeah,
I don't think there'd be nearly as much shame as what she would have gone through back then.
Probably, yes. I think I agree with you from the shame perspective, in the sense that I think now people would, like, I think a lot of women would probably rush to her defense. And
yeah, definitely.
And Bill Clinton would probably most likely have been cancelled, because I think at the time the power dynamic was incredibly huge. You're talking.
You think he would have been cancelled?
Yeah, he
on
would have
Twitter?
been cancelled, definitely. In the Me Too era, he would have been cancelled.
I mean, I was going to bring that up. We are a sensitive bunch, but I don't know if he would have been cancelled. Like, again, I think same thing as right now. He has a lot of support, right? Like, no one has actually retroactively gone back and be like, but you know what? Because, the cancel culture, they dig up receipts, right? And then they decide to cancel you over some old shit. I feel like cancel culture would have cancelled Bill Clinton if it really was that deep for them. They would have brought the whole thing up and be like, but actually, guys, hey, let's talk about this.
But I think the problem is by the time cancel culture and on a separate note, the Me Too movement came to be, I don't think the Clinton thing was already settled, right? because he apologized. He came out, he owned the story. Had it emerged that it happened and the news broke post Me Too movement and it was a news story, then like the Bill Cosby stories, and if it was a news story, I think would be having a separate conversation about Bill.
You think you would have been forced to step down?
If he was president, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, yeah, definitely a good point. But circling back to the original Lukuzin, I hope all those men are not given jail time.
Set them free.
Set them free. The weekend is around the corner. Mans need to get their monies ready, their money straight for another, weekend of madness. But that was such a Zim story, bro. When you brought it up, I saw it on the TL, but I was busy today, so I didn't really read it. But what a wow. All right, let's do the last two things. I think we'll do the thread, the He Gotta Go thread last.
Okay.
But something that I saw this morning on Instagram, which made me laugh, and I was just like, "All right, guys, like, let's be serious about life." A friend of mine DM'd me this, and apparently, so it's a story of a first grader who refused to remove his mask for picture day. And so basically, photos, yearbook photos. Mm-hmm. The kid has a mask on, right? Mm-hmm. And it says that he's received over 38,000 in donations for his college fund. So again, I was like, huh? But it's a pretty short article. Okay. Mason, a Nevada-based first grader, sent the internet into a hot-eyed tizzy back in September after a photo from his school portrait day surfaced. The young tot, really? I didn't know we call people tots. But anyway, the only tots I recognize are jelly tots. I'm sorry, I had to crack that joke. I'm sorry. Anyway, the young tot. You are worse. You're worse. But anyway, where are we? Yeah, the young tot who was pictured wearing a mask, a black face mask, in the precious flick, refused to take it off, citing his mother wanted him to keep it on at all times. Mason's mother, Nicole Peoples, took to Facebook to share the hilariously cute story with social media fans. When asked if he could remove his mask, Mason told the photographer, "No, my mom seriously told me to make sure I keep it on." According to People's sweet post, the unwavering first grader stood firm on his decision after the photographer pressed on the issue the second time. "No, thank you. I always listen to my mom," he replied. Mason's mother was overwhelmed by the amount of love that she received from social media goers who applauded the young hero for wearing his mask despite the opposition. Peoples set up a GoFundMe campaign to support little Mason, which has reportedly received over 38,000 in donations towards his college fund. So, again, I have mixed thoughts on this, but what are your thoughts?
So, what's the GoFundMe for?
The mother just set it up.
Justin J.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just.
Did he experience... The opposition was the opposition coming from school? Or like...
No, the photographer.
People, the photographer. I mean, that's not even like strict, intense opposition. That's just... I would say the same thing if I was a photographer. Like, if we're taking a photo at Tabo, I'd be like, "Yo, my G, keep a mask." Like, that's the first thing I'm saying. If you're wearing a mask, I'd be like, "Yo, take off your mask, bro." Like, come on now. Unless, it's part of the aesthetic you're going for, then I'm like, okay, sharp, cool. And I assume that's what happened because the photo was taken, right? Mm. So he GoFundMe, did he go... Are they saying that's like a traumatic experience, or she's now just trying to maximize...
I think she capitalized on the hype. I mean, she swindled niggas into $38,000, which I'm like, well done, first of all.
Yeah, big up to you.
Secure the bag by any means necessary. But the fact that this is what it took for someone to secure 38 G's, bruh. Like,
Guys,
I posted this on Instagram. I said, I listened to my mother. So someone
Guys,
set up a GoFundMe.
we're trying to set up GoFund. As Americans are playing around, we're trying to set up GoFundMe's to send kids to school and university and all these things.
But it's a college fund, so I mean, hey, it's not like they just gave her the money. Hey, I will, that's good. I'll take that.
Okay.
Shout out to Mason for
swindling the internet,
listening to his mom. But it was a funny story, a cute story, and I feel like that's where it should have ended.
Yeah, like literally.
So can get GoFundMe. It's like, I mean, hey, but life is all about opportunities, isn't it? So shout out to the Queen for
taking a chance,
for taking the opportunity. Yeah, tata my chance.
What do you think that says as a society, though, in general? Like, if she identified an appetite in society to, I don't know, maybe to be kind, but at the same time, I don't know, to sympathize greatly. I'm not even sure what I'm saying, but I think what I want, I think the point I'm trying to get across is I think she identified that there's an appetite in society for cute content or a story, and people to just like, I don't know, jump on the bandwagon of some sort.
But people like shit, so I'm not surprised. Because again, if something were to blow up and like Senna rescued a cat or something like that, and you're all over the internet, then yeah, I'd say open a GoFundMe. Like do something that will contribute to you, monetarily. I've seen people who have had tweets on obviously on Twitter blow up, right? And then they'll be like, "Here's my Cash App," and some people will send the money.
Mikhail, you made me laugh like today, Nako. I guess so.
Yeah. It's a culture. It's a culture. But hey, 38 G's. Shout out to Mason, man. Bro. Shout out to Mason. We salute you. Yeah. Secure the bag, Baba. Secure the bag.
That's a lot of money.
No, for real, bro. Like it's a good bag. It's a decent bag. But yeah, finally, the wildest shit that we're gonna talk about today. There was a thread on Twitter, obviously. And someone just tweeted out a very, very, very simple question. It was a guy's version and there was a lady's version. So same question to guys and ladies. When did you realize that, nah, he gotta go or she gotta go? So, Mr. Moyo, you have some examples to cite.
Side note, this killed me when I read through them this afternoon. So I came across the guy's one a few days ago, and I read it, I laughed, I moved on. And then someone actually tweeted that, guys, wait till the gals get on this thing. It's going to be a field day.
And it's gonna hurt.
And it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
And because I think as guys we know how to exercise restraint when it comes to like shots and jokes. Ladies don't, bruh. Women don't play. But it was hilarious at the end of the day. So it goes, ladies, when did you realize, nah, he gotta go? And by he gotta go, it means dump his ass or this isn't going anywhere. One girl said he did this annoying thing when he was coming where he would laugh. Ngati ye hyena. I heard him like, who was laughing like a hyena during the things? But anyways, I'll just run through a few quickly. He came to my place at 2 a.m. to apologize. Then he took off his pants and he already had a condom on. How's that even possible?
Wait, there was another one though that was similar to that.
I don't know. This one was funny. He wanted sex the day after my uncle's funeral. I told him I'm mourning. He replied, I have a black condom. Now open your legs and accept my condolences.
That's the one. That's the one that I saw. I thought they were the same chick.
These killed me. But anyways, I posted a few on my WhatsApp as well because I thought they were funny. Obviously, the ones I posted on my WhatsApp are a bit more PG. He tried to outrace EM3 with his polo, then complained about being tired when he couldn't catch up. I'm like, bro, it wasn't me, I promise.
Why are you racing an M3, dog? Why are you racing an M3? That doesn't make any sense.
He offered me protein shake for dinner. I had to call my sister to come pick me up. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Like, this...
Of course you don't.
No, but I genuinely don't. Like, clearly, and I'm having whey. And then I'm like, hey, yo, you want some? So, maybe a topic on Twitter, guys.
So you don't want to against the shark.
I ain't trying to let those gain shark, bro. Bamba, like a protein shake.
I hear you.
This killed me because I read it in a particular tone, which is bad. So I want to try and replicate it here. We were driving around Santon, and he kept shouting, yo, 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 at the car.
Okay, that one got me. You might as well play Choose My Car after that.
Right? But
you might as well.
I'm trying to
That's actually quite bad.
I'm trying to see imagine you're a hand. My man's. He comes across a C-class. Yo, baby.
No. I mean, actually, I am guilty of this, though. I am guilty. I will appreciate a sexy car. So this is not that bad. This is not that bad, guys.
But then
I will appreciate a sexy car.
But I think Lazo Hamba at every car will see yo.
Wow.
And then
there's a rude one here. Hold on. I got one. So this chick goes when she realized it was time to go when he apologized after witnessing me cheating. I don't like men who don't know their worth.
Hey guys, but wow. You see, gender lay. Now I'm always saying we must be aware of the daughters of Eve. But look now, you got cheated on. Now they're dumping you because you got through the trauma and forgave. Maybe you're still going through the trauma.
Someone replied that tweet he's like, Ute, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, my baby. You didn't mean it, yeah?
I'm sorry for not being the man you need me to be.
Bruh.
No, it can't be. There was a general theme though that emerged from a lot of these tweets, right? And it will be reflected with the one I'm about to read now. It says we went to
wait, hold on. Can I add one?
No, go for it.
So this chick says, I can never get over this one, but he arched while giving me head. So there's an even funnier reply. So I had replied and said, was his arch better than yours? Well, this is very important. This is very important. Gentlemen, this tweet brings up something that we need to talk about.
Yes.
When you're chowing the ad, it's very, very important. Very important. The technique is only one. Sniper
position.
That's sniper position, guys. Like that's what it is.
You gotta lie down flat.
You can't be on your knees,
bruh. It does not. Here's the thing with being on your knees while you're doing that. There's no way.
Work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't. If she's lying on the bed. If it's lying on the... Bro, I accidentally jumped into that position.
Self-correct.
Within a few seconds, you're like, whoa. Nah. You feel the breeze back there. You're like, nah. This is not the position, fam. Then you assume sniper position, and you go to work.
And if you're uncomfortable with sniper position because you don't want your things to be like all over or to be uncomfortable or to be squished, get into press up position and just hold the press up position.
Said a what?
Just there. No, like I'm being for real.
Senna, you eat pussy in press up position?
Wait, I didn't say I do it.
Is that what you say?
I didn't say I do it. But I'm saying...
No, that's your suggestion.
No. Okay, so here's what I'm saying, Tabo, right? So sometimes, right?
Who eats pussy in press up position?
I didn't say I do it. This is hypothetical, by the way. Guys,
you're lying.
This is a sex exercise. But...
I'm actually shook.
Wait, I didn't say I do it.
Oh,
I didn't say I
God.
do it.
Wow.
Wait, man. Whoa. But, so in the event that you're chowing the atom, right? And obviously, your tools, they can, become very in command and in attention. There's some real advice, guys.
This is the problem. It's probably we get two Zim guys, you can't explicitly say shit.
All right, you're chowing the atom, you get a boner. Now your atom is like maybe not sitting properly, it's uncomfortable. Maybe you just need to give it like just some space to just do its thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe just a little bit of room to breathe for a few seconds. You can get into press up position and then do the things. Like not full press, like just hold 6 inches and just hold.
So now you can just lie on your side, you know that, right? You can just kind of lean to your side.
Yeah, you can. You can also do that. And like maybe,
you're so hectic,
but then
bro.
you can, that's how you end up arching your back towel. Now you're sitting there, lying on your side. Can you see when you're lying on your side, would you also look like you are,
Yo, the sad thing is that the she gotta go tweet has been deleted, so a lot of the responses can't find them anymore.
The guy ones, right? I couldn't find the tweet online. But anyways, yes, you can get into press up position and do the things. Mr. Maps, you should try it one of these days. What I wanted to say, there was a general theme that emerged from that whole thread, right? And it's reflected with this one that I'm about to read. So it says, we went to a concert. He said he was going to the car. He'll be back. I went out to answer my phone only to see him eating without me. He gobbled the whole thing in his mouth. He looked away and walked as if he didn't see me. And then the next gal said, when he ordered food for himself only at a drive-thru, he proceeded to the next window and asked, and then me. And then I asked, and then me? Question mark. And he's like, he forgot I was in the car. Bro.
Like,
no, but there was a pattern that emerged ukuthi liyancishana as gents in relationships.
No, I think this is propaganda by women. I genuinely do not believe these women who come out and say niggas don't feed them. I do not.
You reckon some of these stories are fake?
There's context. There has to be context because again, Baby always has this thing where she harasses me. She claims, again, alleged. This is all alleged, right? Allegedly, she claims that once, and to this day, I deny it vehemently. Demonstrably. It's like.
Can you set the scene, context? What happened, Mr. Mapos, so we can judge for ourselves?
No, okay. So again, without giving away too many details, right? We met up. We're in Joburg. Comes to my place, and I ordered food, right? Because obviously I'm hungry. I had gotten food, and I think I got a pizza and I got debonaires and something else. Can't remember, but I offered her. I fully remember asking her, "Yo, do you want food?" Yeah. And then again, we were still at that point getting to know each other.
Yes, so it was before you started dating.
Yeah, so we were still trying to, we're figuring each other out, right? So she's still kind of being the innocent, soft-spoken. Lami, I'm just kind of being chilled, right? And so she tunes with me, I don't want food. And then what did I do? I cleared the pizza. Charge. But then, so she, again, in retrospect, she's like, yo, you deleted the whole pizza pamwab. And I'm like, Nick, so
all right.
I do not believe I was wrong.
I can I pass judgment?
Okay.
This is a court of Senna.
Yes.
Yeah. Chief Justice Moyo in the house. I can believe your side of the story. Yes. For the main fact, Uguti, when women are trying to get to know you, they do this thing where they act like they're not hungry and that they don't eat.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You see, and this is what I'm saying. With these women,
I can
they probably didn't spark.
I can believe you, and you said you offered her. I can believe that she said no.
Yes.
Because it has happened to me, where I've offered someone food and they were like, "Oh, no, I'm not hungry." Okay, sure. Yeah. And then you just continue eating.
Yes.
But one thing I do, I've learned to do over the years, is just to insist, no, you have to eat something. Come,
eat for my sake.
Eat for my sake. So I'll be like, no, Bamba, at least one slice. Bamba, at least a piece of one. Like you, at least, just to say.
Why must I force feed you, bruh? Like,
It's not force feed, but I think they probably want that effort of that feeling of being cared for. So then you kind of have to baby them a little bit. It's like when I have to feed Q, and literally Q.
Yeah, well, when a toddler doesn't want to eat, there's some of those who are stubborn, where they like mama ke umdlisa ekhala. Yes. You know what I mean? Like
my nephew's reached that age,
and then the queen, when the kid goes, wah, then the spoon comes in.
My nephew's reached that age.
I used to feel so sorry for kids, man.
and it's exactly how you describe it, right? Konoko, we have to chase after him because Karesi now he runs, right? So now supper time, he knows it's time to eat. And if it's something if it's proper food, like it's chwala or meat that he's really not like keen to eat, he'll run away. Then you have to catch him, put him on your lap, hold his hands, and literally shove the food in his mouth so that he eats. Our partner's not listening to this. Our partner will think that we abuse his child.
Abusing his light.
But ultimately, that's how you actually get him to eat. Guys, and I think women want that, not the same obviously use of force, but that persuasion. We tell her, no, please eat. I insist. Oh, okay, or what do you want? Maybe I'll order something else if you don't feel like pizza. Maybe that's what she wanted, Tabo.
But then, I mean, you're right in the sense that maybe that really is what she wanted. But again, there's no way men can be guilty of taking you at face value. That's where my issue is. How am I being punished for believing you, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. If I'm with Senna, and again, literally my first day of meeting Senna in my life, I'm like, hey, yo, Senna, are you hungry? And Senna goes, I'm not hungry. That's it. We're done. It's very simple. Yeah, no, if you lied to me because that's your problem.
It's your own
That's not my problem. That's your own quan. Like that's why I'm like, bruh, me a child. I was hungry. I ate the pizza, and I don't know if she really looked at me. I can't remember. Me, I was focused on the pizza.
Wait, so you deleted the whole thing?
I child the whole thing, bro.
Debonair's Adam. Triple deck.
I can't remember.
Probably crab crust.
Probably stuffed crust.
She watched.
But Oksala, we're married now, so it's like, hey, at the end of the day, potato, right? But it does remind me of a story. When I don't know if I've told the story before, but like we went to visit some family friends. Me and my younger brother went to visit some family friends, and we were meant to go to like Gold Reef City, but we came back from church too late, and then my homie's parents were like, hey, safety, what, right? So they're like, you know what, you guys go to the mall, because my mom had given us all some money, like probably like 200 rand, right, at the time. And she was like, and then so my friend's mom was just kind of like, guys, just go to the mall, buy whatever you want, and then you'll come back home in 2 hours. Like, all right, cool. So we just went to the mall. I think we just got McDonald's, and that was it. Because like, we'll pocket this money for another day. So it was the four of us plus one of his friends, like a homie, another family friend that me and my younger brother don't know.
Yeah.
So for the purposes of the story, we're going to call him Homie X, right? So Homie X, obviously, he joined us kind of later on after we had all gotten money. So my mother's given money to four of us. Homie X comes in later, so Homie X has zero money on him, right? We get to McDonald's, and then now we're buying food. Mm-hmm. And now my boy looks at Homie X and says, yo, do you smack for food?
Yeah.
And Homie X says, nah, I'm good, bro. No worries. Don't worry about me. So what do we assume? Sharps, Coco, Tina, we order our chows, we get it. And then now my boy's parents were there. So we go to the car park or wherever we were meant to meet them. And, everyone's got their McDonald's and, can't wait to chow when we get home. And, so like things are looking good.
Yeah.
So these guys, they drove a Fortuna, right? So Homie X was in my friend's parents, obviously passenger seat and driver, right? Mom and dad, passenger seat and driver. Then us, my brother, his sister, and Homie X were in the seats behind them.
Yeah.
And then me and my boy were together in the back seats.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, the queen is like, so guys, lienzen and more. We're like, no, we just walked around, didn't do much. We just got food.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And then she surveys us, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you see where this story is going.
Yeah.
She surveys us and move her, and she sees Auntie Homie X was directly in the seats behind them.
Yeah.
Right? Us one's in the back there, so she can't see us.
Yeah.
So she looks at Homie X. She's like, Auntie Homie X, how far? Where's your food? Homie X goes, no, Auntie, me, honestly, I'm good. I didn't want anything.
Way.
Right? Genuinely telling the truth, right? There was no peer pressure or nothing. Auntie goes, no. They should have bought you some food.
Aye, babu.
This is not right.
Aye.
So, what does she do? She goes to she calls my homie in the back.
How?
She goes, hey, Chief, did you buy something? Chief says, yes, Mom, I bought something.
Yeah, of course.
She goes, okay, give your meal to Homie X.
Sialwa, bruh.
So that when I tell you, the heartbreak, bruh, after that, the car was quite
Of course.
Nobody said anything.
We're fighting.
It was, bruh, like, it was so painful.
Wait,
so
did Homie X eat?
Yeah. He was supposed to chow it, so he had to chow the item. So this is a very, very painful story. So now the queen goes, hey, give Homie X your food.
Yeah.
And there was an awkward silence. Nothing. Nobody says anything. And she says again, son, give Homie X your food. Then you know that McDonald's, the plastic, the brown one, it goes, it comes. And then again, credit to Homie X. He really didn't want it, bro. He did not. Like, you could see it in his eyes that he understood also what's going on. So now, my boy is sitting next to me. He looks at me, bro, and I see one tear, bro, just drop. It was, he said that it was heartbreaking, bro. It was heartbreaking. And then the queen looks at Homie X. She's like, bruh, chow, is it? We're about to get to your cabin. Chow the item. Owen had to open. He was the only one, bruh. Opened the food, took a bite of the burger.
Guys. Now let me tell y'all, black parents, black parents have a lot to account for.
Yeah, no, that one was a tough one. No, that one there, I remember, even me, personally, I felt, because again, I could relate, because I know the only reason I survived, the only reason was because those weren't my parents.
Yes.
Otherwise, had it been my parents,
same story.
Same exact thing. Same story, bro. So it wasn't even funny, bro. It wasn't even funny. It was like, yay, That one was tough.
Guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope
I need to
other
remind you of the
homies
story.
good. I hope their friendship survived.
I wonder. I mean, because again, they weren't that close. You know, it was just one of those things with we know their family, you know, kids relatively close in age. So again, they weren't cool like that, you know? So it's, I know, they're the mother misfired, bro.
Nah,
and
too much.
Everyone
Too much.
is quiet, bro.
That's the stuff that builds resentment.
I didn't talk to his mother for like, I think 2 days, bro. No, why would you talk? That one.
Hey, maybe that time you are hungry, starving, AF. It's like try to give away your food. Guys, yeah.
And you know, back then, you know, our parents weren't big fans of like giving us fast food, right?
Yes.
So it was more of there's food in the cabin. So now we have a bit of pocket change. It's like, hey, let's go to McDonald's. Like McDonald's was an occasion, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to the shit because probably eating fast food once every 2 weeks or 3
Yeah,
weeks,
you don't even
something
know
like
when the next time is.
yeah. So it's no. The homie was flat and justifiably so, bro. I think him and his mom, I hope they've gone to therapy over that one because I think that one I'd even carry it until today. To be like, but Mamiliana, Alena, it was too much. I know that one touched too deep, bro. It touched too deep. Like, Sena, have you imagine looking at me, dog. Kylie Nyembes. Tears, bro, in my eyes. Nah, bro, that's heartbreaking.
No, we're
he
fighting.
was my best friend at the time. Like it was.
We're fighting. We're fighting. Personally, me, I'm taking offense.
But you can't fight it, dog. That's your mother. That's your mother. That's your mother.
But shame, guys. Black parents have put us through a lot. We must actually have a.
Yeah, no, for real.
Wait, did you see that thread? Hectic. I almost forgot.
The cabins.
The cabins.
I still haven't read through it. I need to go through it.
Oh, wait.
What were people talking about?
You know what? Let me dig it up real quick. But I think a lot of people had a lot to get off their chest. Clearly, from like childhood. Someone even said our parents. Well, it started off with our parents be moving mad for abantu abanemizi emibi, and I'm just like, how, guys?
Sorry, your B-Deck is gali.
Let me formulate this thing because it ended me, bro. Because I was like, hi guys, y'all are holding a trauma engaga. I'm not sure if I'm finding it. Hold on. But has it been deleted? It can't be deleted. Hold on. Yeah, here it goes. So it goes, abazali badelela honestly nemizi yabo emimbi, right? So then what follows is people are like, umtati ngiyakhiye get lami ngo-6 that time get lakhona. You know that those old Makaya gates. Yes, those ones they're literally just attached to a fence or nothing.
Guys, nah, that's rude.
Umuntu ethi abafana won't do anything for you. Usho umuntu yena nendoda yakhe. And then the one that killed me, ethi nama wardrobe angani ngama wheat beads.
Guys.
And I'm like, this whole thread, I think my whole takeaway from it was, I think a lot of people growing up were unhappy with their surroundings. They probably wanted their parents to do better, and their parents did the best they could. And now they're growing up and they're renting whatever complex in Joburg at 4K a month. And now you want to roast where you come from. Guys, lightning will strike you. lightning will strike you. Try you live under my roof. Roof silly. Okay, I'm done. I'll stop reading these. I'll stop because wow.
Mr. Moore, I think let's close it here before our parents cancel us.
Yeah, no shame. It's important
for the slander.
It's important.
But, yeah. Shout out to my boy. I think I haven't listened to this episode.
I hope you recovered him. I hope he's good. Now.
Yeah, no. Man is alright. He's alright these days. He's got a good job. He's making good money. So I think he can eat all the McDonald's that he wants.
Yeah, of course.
Now, yeah, no, the budgets are fine. But anyway, wow, hopefully I get it right this time. Guys, it's been another episode. And as you know, like the ting, retweet the ting, subscribe to the ting. Otherwise, we are inclined to believe you are a hater. Mr. Moya.
Laters.
Peace.